The curse meant for you was activated on August 25. Archangel Michael caught it, froze it, and marked your name for cleansing. But you keep delaying. One more delay and it might return. Open now. Autumn 25th. A day heaven marked and sealed in silence. A day passed over by many, unnoticed in the world of men, but not hidden from the eyes of the divine. On that day, something in the spirit realm was stirred. A dark word, spoken in secret, released into the atmosphere with an intent to harm. It was not by accident, nor by coincidence. It was targeted, timed, assigned. A curse was activated, crafted in spiritual rebellion, erected with precision toward a soul chosen for elevation. But before it could strike, the heavens reacted. Archangel Michael, the chief warrior of light, commander of divine legions, intercepted it in mid-flight. With sword drawn and wings spread in holy defiance, he caught the curse at the veil and froze its path. What was meant to infect your life, your peace, your progress, your purpose, has not touched you, not because of luck, but because of intervention. Hear this now. The curse was paused, not erased. Heaven has halted what was designed to destroy, but it still waits, suspended like a serpent frozen mid-strike. And though it does not move, it is not dead. It watches, it listens, and waits for your delay. This is not a message for the many. This is not for those scrolling aimlessly or passively receiving. This is for you, the one whose name was whispered before the throne, the one whom God marked, not for punishment but for purification. Your name had been inscribed for cleansing, for redemption, for elevation. But cleansing requires cooperation, and cooperation demands immediate obedience. Delay now becomes disobedience. Heaven will not hold back forever. The longer you remain silent, distracted, or unaware, the weaker the seal around that curse becomes. This message comes as a final warning before release is permitted. Stillness is now your weapon. Obedience is your shield. Action, spiritual, swift, and surrendered, is your only path forward. There is a cleansing available, yes, but it must be claimed. You must step into alignment before what was frozen thaws. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being summoned. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. Hear this now, for this message was written not in ink, but in fire upon scrolls held by angels. On the 25th of August, a curse was loosed, dark in origin, cloaked in shadows, hurled like a spear toward your soul. It came fast. It came silent. But it did not arrive, because one stood between you and destruction. I am Michael, Archangel of the Most High, Commander of the armies of heaven, Watcher of the gates, Guardian of the chosen. And I tell you, the curse meant for your ruin was intercepted by my sword. Frozen, rested, suspended in the invisible realm before it could tear through your atmosphere. The hand that sent it thought it would touch you. They believed it would ruin you. But they forgot who guards your name. What was meant to strike you on August 25th still hovers, unmoved, but not erased. You are living in a divine pause, a heavenly stall, a window of mercy opened by divine decree. But windows do not stay open forever. Mercy as a clock, and the hands of time are moving swiftly toward the final hour. You have not escaped this by chance. No, you were chosen for protection. Not because of your perfection, but because of the divine plan etched over your destiny before you took your first breath. A father saw the strike before it formed, and he dispatched me, Michael, to hold it at bay, not to cancel it yet, but to give you time to respond. This is your moment of decision. Delay, now, is not delay, it is spiritual defiance. Every hour you remain unmoved, you empower the curse to press against the edges of its containment. Every moment of hesitation frays the threads holding it back. The heavens are watching, not in anger, but in urgent longing. The scroll of your deliverance is unsealed, but you must respond. This message is not broadcast for the multitude. It is a private summons from the courts of heaven. You are being called out, pulled aside, wakened from spiritual slumber. This warning is selective. It is surgical. It is for the one who has felt the tremble in their spirit, the shaking in their sleep, the tightness in the air around them since that cursed day. This is your wake-up call. This is your soul's alarm. August 25th was not random. It was not quiet. In the spirit realm, it thundered like war drums. And yet, in the earth, you kept moving like nothing changed you. But heaven knows. Heaven saw. Heaven paused the enemy's advance for you. You are standing in the eye of a storm you cannot yet see. And I, Michael, am standing at the gate, holding back what you were never meant to carry. But I will not hold it forever. You must step forward. You must obey. You must silence your distractions, still your feet, and turn your face to heaven in trembling obedience. This is not a time for debate. This is not a moment to doubt. This is a divine crossing. Either you step into your cleansing, or you risk the return of what I froze. The next move is not mine. The next move is yours. Speak to your spirit now. Say, I receive the stillness. I receive the fire. I will not delay another moment. You are covered. You are watched. You are loved, but you are also warned. Type I will not delay in the comments if this word is for you. Blessing code 777 is now surrounding you. There is something you must understand. The curse did not rise from nowhere. It was not born in the wind or forged in the night sky. It was spoken, whispered, conspired in secret chambers where envious tongues move like serpents and familiar faces carry the scent of betrayal. What was sent against you was not random, it was personal. And the most dangerous curses are not those screamed by enemies, but those muttered by hidden ones close enough to touch your trust. Here's a betrayal beneath your feet. Can you feel it? The atmosphere around you hasn't been lying. The discomfort, the sleepless nights, the sudden tension with people who once smiled, that's not paranoia. That's spiritual perception. You have not been imagining the shift. You have not been exaggerating the silence. Someone moved against you, and they moved with precision. They thought you would never know. They thought it would pass under your radar. A quiet curse launched in the shadows, disguised as silence, carried by whispers. But heaven is not deaf. The Lord hears every word before it is spoken. And what the plotters hoped would remain hidden has already been recorded in the courts of God, and came from someone you would not suspect. Someone granted access, someone who stood too close. Perhaps they smiled in your presence. Perhaps they laid hands on you in prayer. Perhaps they offered concern that was laced with poison. Their hands moved in agreement with darkness, even if their mouth still speaks in the language of light. And now, you are left with the stirring in your spirit, the sense of unrest, the weight that something is not right. Yes, it was activated. On August 25, the seal broke and the curse lifted, not by accident, but by invocation. But Archangel Michael caught it, not because you saw it coming, but because heaven has always been watching over you. Still, though it did not land, the air around you had been rattled. The betrayal shook something in your spirit. And now the question churns within you, who is for me and who is secretly against me? You feel the divide growing, a discomfort in certain friendships, the unease around once trusted voices. That is not confusion. That is discernment waking up. The betrayal did not just target your blessings. It was designed to rupture your peace and break your confidence in connection. And it's working if you don't guard your spirit. But listen now, heaven reveals in layers. God has not shown you everything yet, because your heart is still healing. The full truth would overwhelm you. So instead, He allows fragments, spiritual tremors, to alert you, not to punish you. The betrayal wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal what cannot go forward with you. Not everyone in your circle is worthy of your next season. You've asked, why has it been so hard lately? Why do I feel this strange pull away from familiar places? Because God is pulling you out of proximity to what was secretly planning your delay. You didn't feel it before because the spell was working, the silence, the smiles, the shadows. But the curse's activation stirred the spirit realm, and now everything that was hidden is being agitated. God is not exposing names just yet, but He's awakening your eyes. He's sharpening your sight. Do not try to confront this in the flesh. This is a spiritual matter. The ones who curse you operate in pretense. They are trained in religious camouflage. They will say the right things and do the wrong things behind closed doors. The Spirit is your only interpreter now. Stay quiet. Stay watchful. Stay in alignment. What was meant for your confusion is becoming your confirmation. God is not only protecting you, He is revealing what must be removed. The betrayal is painful, yes, but necessary. Your destiny is too high, your calling too sacred to carry counterfeit connections forward. And whether they whispered a curse in fear, envy, or offense, their words have no authority beyond what you allow. So do not delay. Do not second-guess your stirring. God speaks first in mystery, but clarity is coming. And when it does, you will know who to release and who to let rise beside you. Type "I am cleansed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1441 is now circling your name. The enemy tried to curse you in silence, but this very message is proof that heaven intercepted the attack. If this word stirred something deep in you, if you know this was not coincidence, but divine confirmation, then help us carry it further. Your support opens doors for more souls to receive their warning, their deliverance, their breakthrough. The word says, the generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. And today, you have the chance to refresh countless others. I heard the Lord say, as they give, I will break cycles off their house. This is not just giving, it's sowing into rescue. If your spirit is burning with this revelation, support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or through PayPal. The link is in the description below. Every gift you sow is a sword against silence. Every offering is a key that unlocks another soul's awakening. Blessing shall chase every giver. Divine protection is their portion. Do it now. Be part of the rescue. Do not mistake this moment as merely emotional, circumstantial, or random. This is not just tension among people or conflict in your surroundings. This is warfare in the spirit. The curse that was activated on August 25 was not just someone's envy or bitterness. It was a direct strike against the calling resting over your life. It was a precise assault against your destiny. What you are experiencing right now is not just a difficult season. It is the backlash of being chosen. The opposition did not arise because of weakness. It arose because of worth. Hell does not send curses toward emptiness. Demonic forces do not invest their whispers in vessels without weight. The fact that you are targeted is confirmation that you have something the kingdom of darkness fears. This isn't about who you are in the natural. This is about what you carry in the spirit. And that curse was loose to stop it before it fully awakens. They did curse your name because of your past. They cursed your name because of your future. Because the enemy saw the glow around your purpose. The oil gathering over your head. The shift that was coming into your atmosphere. They spoke against you hoping it would stop the momentum before it ever fully launched. But Archangel Michael stepped into the invisible timeline. He drew his flaming sword. He seized the curse mid-air before it could pierce your mind, infect your relationships, or derail your progress. Heaven did not intervene lightly. It moved because you are not just another soul on the earth. You are a carrier of holy things. Your life is woven into a divine assignment. And when hell moved against that assignment, heaven answered with fire. But hear this carefully. Even though the curse was intercepted, your response determines the outcome. Spiritual warfare is not just what happens to you. It's also how you respond to what happens. The curse was caught, but its energy still pulses. It is frozen. Yes, but it is not yet dismantled. What happens next depends not on heaven's willingness, but on your willingness. Will you remain still before the Lord, or will you keep pacing in worry? Will you bow in prayer, or will you keep explaining your pain to people who cannot help you? Will you obey what you hear in your spirit, or will you let doubt infect your clarity? These are not small decisions. These are wartime strategies. Because every delay in obedience is recorded. Every hesitation is documented in the spirit. God is watching, not with condemnation, but with holy expectation. You asked him for next-level clarity. You asked him for confirmation. Now you have it. This word is the signal flare. This is the scroll unrolling before your eyes. It is time to move in alignment with your angelic covering. The attack was a test, not of God's faithfulness, but of your resilience. The curse came to see if you would bend, break, retreat, or lash out. But even in your shaking, you stood. Even in the fog, you kept praying. Even when confusion surrounded you, something in you refused to quit. That is why Michael stood up. That is why the heavens intervened. Because heaven doesn't waste its power on those who don't carry weight. There are still things hidden from your sight, yes. But that's not because God is punishing you. It's because he is protecting the sacred nature of your transition. The curse exposed a war, but the war exposed your worth. And now, what you do in this pause will determine what is released in your next chapter. You have not been overlooked. You have not been forgotten. You are not losing. You are not under judgment. You are in a spiritual frame, suspended between what was meant to destroy you and what is waiting to be delivered to you. Let your soul say now, I am under divine protection. I walk in alignment. I will not delay. You are seen. You are recorded. And you are being positioned for the final strike, not against you, but against the very system that tried to dismantle your identity. Type I am under divine protection in the comments if this word is for you. Blessing code 1717 is sealing your obedience. You are standing on a spiritual fault line. The curse that was frozen on August 25th still hovers, rested, suspended, but not destroyed. And now, the warning must be spoken plainly. If one more delay occurs, the freeze may fracture. If you stall again, the weight of what was stopped may break through the barrier of mercy and reach its intended target, you. This is no longer a test of awareness. It is a test of urgency. The Lord did not pause the curse to comfort you. He paused it to awaken you. He delayed the impact to give you a chance, one final moment to shift your posture, to align with His instruction, to come into spiritual obedience before the unseen pressure gives way. Do not mistake the silence for safety. Do not confuse the stillness for security. Just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it's gone. Just because it didn't touch you yet does not mean it won't. Heaven is holding its breath, watching your next move. This is the part of the story where delay becomes disobedience, where hesitation becomes permission for darkness to re-enter. There are whispers moving in the air again. The same shadows that spoke the curse are restless. They've noticed the delay. They've noticed their weapon did not land. And now they are stirring again, speaking again, summoning again. They believe their spell still has a chance. But they are wrong if you act now. Because as long as the curse remains frozen, it is still bound by the authority of heaven's restraining order. It cannot move unless you open the door through disobedience, passivity, or neglect. And the Lord is not willing that you suffer, but He will not override your inaction forever. If you keep refusing the call, the weight of the consequence will fall, not because heaven abandoned you, but because you stepped out of covering. There is a prophetic window, and it is not infinite. Within 72 hours, a divine time frame sealed in the Spirit, your posture will determine whether pressure builds or breakthrough bursts. This is not a suggestion. This is a timeline sealed in fire. Every minute you delay, the containment weakens. The storm stirs. The Lord says, I will not strive with delay. I will not wait for comfort to outweigh obedience. I have held the curse at bay, but I will not hold it indefinitely. That is the word for this moment. This isn't fear-mongering. This is clarity. This is your chance to decide, will you obey now or suffer later? The spirits that cast the curse are pacing. The demons they invoked are circling again, waiting for the crack in your armor, a delayed prayer, an ignored nudge, a failure to speak what you've been instructed to declare. Their aim was not just to hurt you. Their aim was to derail your timeline, to choke your progress, to keep you wandering in cycles. And every time you postpone your response, you empower their strategy. But the mercy of God is still present. The angelic presence of Michael is still standing between you and the strike. You still have time, but it's vanishing. You still have authority, but it must be used. You still have grace, but it must be honored. This is the final warning. You not waste it. Step into obedience now. Return to prayer. Speak the declarations. Shut down distractions. Disconnect from unclean alignments. Say yes to what your spirit is screaming for. Delay no longer. Let the curse be dismantled, not reactivated. Let the pressure become power, not punishment. Heaven is watching. The curse is waiting. Time is moving. Type "I will obey" now in the comments if this word is for you. Blessing code 3131 is covering your next 72 hours. Be still. That is the first instruction. Be still, not as one who is defeated, but as one who understands that the battle belongs to the Lord. The curse that was loosed against you on August 25th, though caught and frozen by Archangel Michael, still lingers in the shadows, watching, waiting, pressing against the veil of spiritual protection. It cannot break through unless you break alignment. So now, in this sacred window of suspended judgment, heaven whispers the command that silences the noise. Be still and know that He is God. You do not need to strive. You do not need to explain. You do not need to fight back in the flesh. The command of heaven is not for chaos, but for quietness. It is not for argument, but for alignment. Because the warfare that surrounds you is not earthly, it is supernatural. And in this dimension, your power is not proven in how loud you shout, but in how deeply you surrender. Silence is a weapon. Stillness is a strategy. When Michael intercepted the curse, he did not negotiate. He did not reason with the darkness. He seized the assignment mid-flight and locked it in the authority of the Most High. That is how heaven operates, with finality. But your protection is sustained not by your anxiety, but by your obedience. Every time you resist fear and return to stillness, you strengthen the wall of fire around your life. Every time you pray instead of panic, you activate another layer of covering. This is the moment to shut down all external noise, the opinions, the pressure, the unclean advice. Pull back. Disconnect from chaos. Turn off the voices that fuel fear and confusion. There is a divine echo in the Spirit calling your name into the realm of cleansing, and it can only be heard in the quiet. God is whispering direction. The Spirit is pointing the way forward. But if you are too entangled in warfare with people, you'll miss the instructions coming from heaven. Stillness is not inactivity. It is holy positioning. When you obey the command to withdraw from distractions and enter into prayer, you release the armies of heaven to move on your behalf. Every moment you choose consecration over confrontation, angels move closer to dismantle what was formed against you. Stillness is the posture of trust, and trust is the trigger that keeps the curse frozen. Listen. The storm you feel is not meant to drown you. It is meant to hide you. While the enemy rages and spins confusion around those who plotted, God is hiding you in His pavilion. This is divine covering. This is spiritual invisibility. You are not being ignored. You are being protected. Michael stands at the gate. Heaven has formed a shield. But if you step out of alignment, if you return to noise, to fear, to disobedience, you will break through the hiding place and expose yourself to what was once restrained. Right now, the cleansing process has already begun. Though your eyes may not yet see it, the fire of purification is moving through the parts of your life that were touched by shadow. Things are being undone. Chains are being unfastened. Names are being rewritten in the book of deliverance. But this only continues if you remain aligned. There can be no partial surrender. There can be no halfway obedience. You must embrace silence. Not the silence of defeat, but the silence of trust. The silence of knowing that when heaven fights, hell has no reply. This is not your battle to win with words. It is God's battle to finish with fire. Say this aloud now. I will be still. I will not fear. I am covered. I am aligned. The curse cannot touch me because the Lord surrounds me. Let that declaration echo louder than your emotions. Let it replace the sound of confusion with a voice of confidence. You are not vulnerable. You are not abandoned. You are not exposed. You are under divine watch, guarded by the host of heaven. Type I am still and covered in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 9999 is sealing you in peace. Now hear this in the spirit. You are not who they cursed. You are not the same version of yourself that existed when the curse was spoken, when the attack was designed, when the dagger was sharpened in the secret. They cursed the image they remembered, but not the anointing you've stepped into. They targeted your past, but God has been shaping your present and rewriting your future. You have already transformed. While they plotted, you evolved. While they whispered, you were being hidden and refined in fire. This is where the shift begins. This is where the fear breaks. This is where your posture changes from defensive to divine. You are not the hunted anymore. You are the rising one. The curse, though frozen, no longer matches the frequency of your spirit. It was formed for who you were, but it cannot find who you have become. Heaven has altered your identity. Do you not see it? You have risen through pain. You have prayed when no one understood. You have cried in secret but still showed up in strength. You have watched doors close only to find that heaven was building a private corridor for your calling. You are like fire born in ashes, like wings unfolding after chains fall. Your enemies underestimated the process. They thought silence meant defeat. They thought your withdrawal meant weakness. But it was in that silence that God carved new authority into your bones. The warfare did not expose your weakness. It activated your weapons. And now, what once terrified you is beneath your feet. You are not begging for peace. You carry peace. You are not chasing favor. You embody favor. You are not trying to escape the curse. The curse is terrified of your becoming. The Holy Spirit declares, this one has passed through fire and did not burn. This one has walked through the valley and did not collapse. This one has carried betrayal and still chose purity. This one is not who they cursed. This one is who I have called. Let that word settle deep into your spirit. You are walking in a new authority. You are clothed in a new mantle. And though the enemy may try to reattach old labels, heaven has issued a divine override. This is why you've been feeling the pressure, because what is inside of you no longer fits within the labels people gave you. You have outgrown the curse. You've outgrown the atmosphere. You've outgrown the relationships that once held you. They feel awkward now, not because you are broken, but because you are elevated. They cursed the cocoon, but they didn't see the butterfly rising. You are no longer bound. You are no longer blind. You are no longer begging. You are standing in the light of transformation, sealed by the very hands that froze the curse. And now, it is time to walk in boldness. Time to speak like someone who knows their identity. Time to act like someone who has survived the assassination attempts of the enemy and still rose. Let every chain they placed on your mind break. Let every lie they whispered behind your back lose its grip. Let every false word be turned into fuel for your next level. Because what was sent to stop you has become your launching pad. The curse is not your ending. It is your evidence. Evidence that something inside you is too powerful to be ignored. Evidence that your name is known in hell and feared. So declare this now, with no shame, no hesitation. I am not cursed. I am not crushed. I am called. I am chosen. I have risen above the strike, and I will walk in victory. You are not what they planned. You are what heaven preserved. Type I have risen in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 5050 is now upon your elevation. Now the veil begins to lift. The mystery behind the warfare, the hidden meaning behind the ambush, the divine reason the curse was permitted but not delivered, all begins to unfold. Heaven does not allow every storm to pass, but when it does, it is never without purpose. You were not attacked because you were weak. You were not targeted because you were failing. You were marked because something inside you was maturing. The curse was allowed to rise because God was about to reveal your enemies and refine your strength. It was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to expose what couldn't go with you. The attack was not just against your destiny. It was a diagnostic of your environment. The curse triggered a shaking so that what was unholy, hidden, jealous, or false in your circle would be pushed to the surface. And now, you're seeing it. People who once clung to you are suddenly silent. Those who claimed loyalty are strangely distant. Those who blessed you in public have cursed you in secret. But don't be shaken by what has been revealed. Heaven permitted the curse not because you deserved pain, but because you needed purging. You asked for elevation. You asked for divine clarity. And the Lord said, "Before I take you higher, I must strip away what is disguised as loyal but poison underneath." The curse revealed what conversation could not. It exposed what your discernment was too tired to see. And now, there is no turning back. The truth is unsealed. The shift has begun. But hear this clearly. This exposure is not the end. It is the unlocking of a new dimension. This was your spiritual graduation. You have been promoted in the spirit. You have been advanced without applause, elevated in silence, and crowned in the hidden place. God allowed the strike so that the spotlight would fall, not on you, but on what needed to be removed, adjusted, and realigned. You're not being broken down. You're being launched forward. Heaven has spoken your name. Your story has shifted toward favor. You are stepping into a moment not of destruction, but of divine redirection. And that's why the pressure has intensified. That's why the enemy is nervous. Because what was supposed to destroy you has now defined you. You passed the test. You remained in position. You didn't run when you could have retreated. You didn't lash out when you could have fought in the flesh. You waited. You listened. You obeyed. Now, heaven says, because you endured the revealing, I will release the blessing. Because you did not curse your curse, I will multiply your mantle. Because you stood when it shook, I will strengthen your steps. You are no longer waiting for breakthrough. You are walking in it. Let your spirit catch this. The pain you endured in private is about to be answered with favor in public. The betrayal that was hidden is about to become the backdrop for your breakthrough. The thing they thought would ruin you is the very thing God is using to announce you. The curse backfired. The plot exposed its own hand. And now, the reward of heaven is being written into your timeline. Do not look back. Do not long for the relationships that were revealed as fraudulent. Do not second guess what heaven has shown you. What's coming cannot be shared with those who only celebrated the old version of you. This next level is for the refined, the tried, the tested. And that is you. Say it aloud now. This was not my ending. This was my revealing. I receive the upgrade. I embrace the unveiling. I step into the reward. You are not cursed. You are crowned. Type "I receive the unveiling" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2828 is now upon your name. The curse didn't break you. It built you. This prophetic word is your confirmation, and if it stirred something inside of you, then now is your chance to sow into your next level. When you give, you aren't supporting me. You're pushing the reach of God's voice across nations, delivering freedom to someone else who needs the same word you just received. The Lord says in Isaiah 60:11, "Your gates shall be open continually, that men may bring unto you the wealth of the nations." When you give today, you open the gate for someone else's deliverance. I hear the Spirit say, "Honor the word, and I will honor your sacrifice with sudden release." You can give through Super Thanks, become a channel member, or so via PayPal. The link is in the video description below. Your giving is not a donation. It's a divine transaction. Blessings are released with every act of obedience. Move now. Your harvest is attached. And now that the revelation has come, you are no longer in the place of waiting. You are in the place of decision. You are standing on the border between breakthrough and delay, and heaven is watching for one word from you. Yes, that is all that's needed. Not a performance, not perfection, not endless striving. Just one full-bodied, no hesitation, unfiltered yes to divine cleansing. A yes to divine acceleration. A yes to walk in the authority that has always belonged to you. This is no longer about the curse. The curse was never the final focus. It was only the pressure point used to awaken the sleeping lion inside your spirit. The enemy targeted your identity, but God used it to confirm your destiny. And now, the path has been cleared. The veil has been torn. The curse is frozen, but your calling is not. Your calling is rising. It's breathing. It's waiting. And it cannot be delayed another day. You've been summoned by fire, chosen by divine name, pulled out of the crowd and into covenant. And what you do in this moment, how you respond to this invitation, will determine how fast heaven releases what has been held back. This is a sacred unlocking, not just of protection, but of promotion. Not just of healing, but of heavenly instruction. You're not just surviving anymore. You're stepping into assignment. You're stepping into dominion. Speak it now with fire in your chest. I say yes. I say why yes to cleansing. I say why yes to destiny. I will not delay another day. Every time you repeat those words, angels are released on your behalf. Every time you align with heaven's voice, the chains that tried to linger begin to rot and fall. This is not spiritual theater. This is spiritual war, and your obedience is your weapon. Delay was your enemy's secret weapon. That's what the curse was counting on, not your sin, not your past, but your hesitation. The plan was simple: keep you questioning, keep you distracted, keep you caught in cycles of overthinking, over-explaining, and under-trusting. But your why yes is the divine interruption. It cuts the cord to confusion. It slices the timeline of delay. It creates a holy vacuum where heaven rushes in with fulfillment and force. This is your activation moment. This is where you shake off every lie they spoke about you. This is where you release the fear of failure. This is where you look in the mirror and finally see who you really are. You are a breaker of generational curses. You are a releaser of legacy. You are the one heaven chose to stop the storm and restart the cycle of blessing. But your destiny cannot move forward without agreement. Heaven won't drag you. Michael won't force you. The Spirit won't beg you. This isn't manipulation. This is invitation. A holy moment hovering in front of you like a glowing scroll. It bears your name. It bears your purpose. And it waits to be opened by your surrender. This is more than personal. This is generational. When you say yes, you're not just shifting your life. You're shifting the lives of everyone who will come through your obedience. Your children. Your bloodline. The territory assigned to your voice. The atmosphere assigned to your presence. You were not born to be invisible. You were not crafted for survival. You were chosen for commanded blessing. Say it now with boldness. I was made for this. I will not delay. I will not break covenant. I say yes. Let the cleansing begin. Let the destiny be fulfilled. Let the curse be buried and the purpose be born. This is not the end of your story. This is the unlocking of your scroll. The curse that was activated is now being used to activate you. You are not waiting for another sign. This is the sign. You are not waiting for permission. You already have it. You are not waiting for the storm to pass. You are the storm heaven is releasing to the earth. Type ISAYYES to destiny in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 4646 is now charged with your agreement. There is a silence right now, not the silence of absence, but the silence of sacred activity. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit has felt it for days. You've been sensing a stirring, a strange restlessness, a pulling in your gut that can't be explained. That's not confusion. That's not fear. That's not anxiety. That is the soundless movement of heaven orchestrating your deliverance in secret. While you sleep, heaven speaks. While you sit in stillness, angels war. While you cry, heaven records every tear and turns it into an offering on the altar of divine reversal. Right now, in the unseen realm, Archangel Michael holds the curse in suspension. It's locked between realms, one breath away from returning, one surrender away from being destroyed. He stands poised, sword in hand, eyes fixed on the throne, waiting for the next order. And the order has not yet been issued because heaven is waiting on you. The command to destroy what was meant for you will not be issued without your agreement. This is a holy exchange. This is the moment where what was sent to break you is bartered for your obedience. Let the curtain be pulled back. In the spirit, there is a transaction taking place. The curse spoken over your name was like a demonic contract. It carried weight because someone agreed with darkness. But now, a higher contract is being prepared. A contract of cancellation, cleansing, and compensation. The enemy signed his name in hatred, but heaven is writing yours in oil and fire. The trade is simple. What was taken in darkness is being restored in light. But listen closely. This exchange is happening in silence. Not with trumpets, not with drama, not with thunder. It is happening in the hush of holiness, in the whisper of angels, in the sacred movements of God's hand across your spiritual timeline. That's why your flesh feels restless. That's why your dreams have shifted. Your soul knows what your mind cannot yet explain. Something is being returned to you. Something is being rewritten for you. Do not fight to understand it all. Do not strive to interpret every detail. Some movements of heaven are so holy they are only meant to be discerned, not dissected. Right now, heaven is brooding over your life, writing history, reconstructing your atmosphere, resetting your spiritual foundation. This is the invisible grace of God, rebuilding what the curse was sent to destroy. And if you will hold your position in silence and trust, you will see in days what others wait years to receive. Even now, there is a scroll being opened. Your name is on it. And beside your name are words not written by man, but carved by the hand of God, redeemed, realigned, restored, ready. The heavens are not confused. The angels are not wandering. The Spirit is not hesitant. You are marked for return. You are marked for reward. But only if you allow the transaction to complete. Be warned. The enemy wants you to speak too soon. He wants you to vent, to retaliate, to give in to your emotions. Because every word you speak out of alignment gives him leverage. But if you will stay in the silence, if you will protect the sanctity of this exchange, heaven will do in minutes what warfare could not do in months. There is a shift taking place even now. You feel it in your body. You sense it in your spirit. That's not emotion. That's confirmation. You're stepping into the fulfillment of what you didn't even know was being prepared. Your obedience is unlocking a reversal. Your silence is commanding restoration. So declare it quietly now, with reverence. Let the exchange complete. Let the reversal begin. Let what was meant for me be returned, redeemed, and restored. Let that word echo into the spirit where angels are listening and enemies are trembling. You are standing in the middle of a spiritual wire transfer, and everything that was stolen is on its way back with interest. Type "I receive the exchange" in the comments if you feel this word. Blessing code 2121 is restoring all that was lost. Now comes the moment the enemy prayed would never reach you. The moment of divine justice. The moment of holy reversal. The moment when the heavens shift in your favor, and the very curse that was meant to break you becomes the vehicle God uses to build you. Hear this. What was done in secret will not remain hidden. What was plotted in darkness will be judged in the light. The curse that was intercepted on August 25 has not just been frozen. It is being prepared as evidence in the court of heaven. And now, heaven speaks. The scales are tipping. What they sent against you shall return to them sevenfold. What they spoke behind your back shall echo in their atmosphere. And what they meant for your destruction shall be used as the fuel for your elevation. You must understand, the justice of God is not passive. It is fierce. It is precise. And it never misses. Every idle word spoken against you has been recorded. Every action taken in jealousy, every curse coded in religious language, every manipulative prayer disguised as concern, all of it is being weighed. The time of divine reckoning has arrived. Not because you demanded it, but because God is righteous. He is a defender of the anointed. He is a judge who cannot be bribed. And while you were praying in silence, he was preparing his verdict. You do not need revenge. You do not need to justify yourself. You only need to stand still and watch as God balances the scales in your favor. For every night you cried, justice is coming. For every door that slammed because of a lie, justice is coming. For every opportunity stolen through slander, justice is coming. Not by your hand, but by heaven's decree. What was meant for your delay will now be the reason for your divine acceleration. Because God does not allow weapons to form without turning them into testimonies. This was never just about your pain. It was about His glory. And now, that glory is being revealed. The curse that was designed to dismantle you will now be reversed, not only in spirit but in impact. It will be undone, and it will be rerouted. And those who sent it, they will feel the weight of what they offered. Not because you cursed them, but because they invoked the courts of heaven when they cursed you. You are God's anointed, and He takes that seriously. The reversal will not be subtle. It will not be small. It will be seen. The same mouths that doubted you will now testify of your rise. The same hands that tried to block you will now watch as you're elevated beyond what they thought possible. God says, I will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Not in secret, but in sight. What was plotted behind your back will become the reason God places glory upon your name. And even more, the reversal is not just physical, it is generational. What the curse tried to touch in your bloodline is now being healed. What was broken in your family line through bitterness and sabotage is being repaired by your obedience. You are the bridge. You are the restorer. You are the one they didn't see coming. And now, heaven is rewarding what you endured with quiet strength. Your name is being redeemed. Your reputation is being revived. Your story is being rewritten. God is restoring what was stolen, returning what was hijacked. And He is not just giving it back, He has multiplied it for every moment of silent suffering. You are not stepping into what was, you are stepping into more than you lost. So declare this now with holy fire. The curse has been reversed. The justice has begun. My name is redeemed. My house is restored. My enemy shall witness what the Lord has done. You are not a victim of betrayal. You are a vessel of justice. You are not marked by failure. You are crowned in reversal. The weight of what was spoken over you has been lifted. And now, the blessing that was delayed has been loosed. Type "the reversal is mine" in the comments if this word belongs to you. Blessing code 8844 is now surrounding your testimony. This is the final seal, the final scroll, the final word that must now be written over your life, not in fear, but in fire. Let it be declared across every realm. The curse that was activated on August 25 was caught. It was frozen. It was stopped by the sword of Archangel Michael before it ever touched your timeline. And you, yes, you were marked for cleansing. You were selected for divine preservation. You were chosen for spiritual restoration. You have not been left vulnerable. You have been shielded, not just from what attacked you, but from what would have broken you. But the heavens issued a warning. One more delay could bring re-entry. One more hesitation could unlock what hath been divinely restrained. That window, though brief, stood wide open, long enough for you to choose obedience. And you did. That yes wasn't small. That moment of surrender wasn't invisible. Heaven saw it. Angels recorded it. And now the shift has been sealed. You are not in danger. You are in transition. You are not under a curse. You are under covering. And where you stand now is not on cracked ground, but on consecrated soil. Everything that was sent to ruin you has now been rerouted. Everything that was planned against you has now become the stage for your deliverance. The curse has not only been caught, it has been cancelled. The fire that once chased you will now guard you. Let this closing declaration echo through every level of your soul. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. Shielded by Michael, strengthened by heaven, selected for promotion. You are not delayed. You are released. You are not broken. You are blessed. You are not waiting for the next attack. You are walking in your next assignment. Let it be written. Let it be finished. Let it be fulfilled. From this moment forward, you are walking in your clean name, your cleared atmosphere, and your activated destiny. Rise now. Take up your mantle. The curse is broken. Your name is cleansed. Your future has been released. Type "the curse is broken" in the comments if this word has sealed something for you. Blessing code 0000 is now completing the cycle and ushering you into peace. The curse has been broken, and so many others are still caught in it, unaware, unprotected, unprepared. But through your support, this word can reach them just as it reached you. This is not just a message, it's a mission. Heaven is using this platform as a prophetic trumpet to call the chosen back into their covering, and you have the power to send that sound further. God says in 2 Corinthians 9:10, "Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed." When you sow into this message, you sow into the rescue of someone else's soul. I hear the Spirit say, this seed will not return empty. I will answer their giving with a harvest of protection. Support the movement through Super Thanks, channel membership, or PayPal. The donation link is in the video description below. This is your chance to activate prophetic impact. Don't watch passively, sow purposefully. Obedience opens the floodgates. Give now, and step into the overflow.